What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 37 of Tigers Franchise, and it's rematch time. The ALCS from 2026, our world champion year, is going to be replayed here in the first round as we get the Rays again. Remember, we played them to a pretty tight series, 4-2. They were in it. Nothing went the distance with us last year. In fact, it was 3 straight 4-2 series. But they all were competitive. They all kind of felt like, hey, a couple things don't go our way and we could have been in trouble. But we persevered. We made it to the finish line and we got the World Series. But now we have to start our journey with the Rays here in the first round. And that's because of a bit of a choke. I mean, there's no two ways around it. Listen, I don't throw around the choke word as much as people do. They act like any loss, any not coming up with the biggest play in the biggest moment is a choke in today's sports culture. It's ridiculous. And I know I'm old man yelling at cloud, boomer ass take. I get it. But I do think it's lame that everything is considered a choke. It's like if everything's a choke, then nothing is, right? A choke has to have a grandness to it, right? On some level. At any rate, we don't need to get bogged down in it because one of my problems with the playoff episodes is too much preamble before we get into the game. So I'm going to go ahead and regulate myself on that. But I will point out we went 15-15 in September, October. And so that in itself is not a colossal choke, but only going 500 down the stretch there, and particularly our performance against Minnesota this year, led to a game 162 where we had to win to get the division. Excuse me, we ended up losing, and it was that performance against Minnesota that cost us a first round bye because we tied 91-71, both of us in the division. And so bam, we're playing Tampa Bay, and they're sitting at home waiting. Now listen. Let's go with the rust versus rest thing, right? Now that we have to play, we're going to go, we don't want to rust over. We're ready to go. You know, when you get the bye, you're like, oh, rest is good. You want to rest your starters, get everything in line. Nope. Here we go. We're going to run it all the way through. So looking at Tampa Bay, I don't remember their team 1-1 from last year, but just briefly looking it over, I see a lot of the similar names from last year with Auer, Mead, Aknarf, Chorio, Lau, Royce Lewis. All those guys were there, I believe. I don't know if Yohan Diaz was. Actually, no, I can just check. Duh, it's right here. Was he in the playoffs, though? Why do I feel like I don't remember him. So did he miss the playoffs? He played 4 games in the playoffs last year. So it feels like he might have gone out before our series. And maybe that's why I don't recall him, because he was awesome. This guy's really freaking good. He had 37 bombs last year with a 5-win season, 34 with a 4-win season this year. So they're kind of adding him, even though he's not new to the team. They didn't have him against us last year. Other guys that they've got here that I don't recognize. Aranda is a Ray. He was around last year. He might have even been coming off their bench. I don't really recall, but he's not that big of a threat. Now he's going to go hit 600 against us now that I said that. And then Austin Hedges, we know what he is, right? One of the greatest defensive catchers in the game, particularly in this video game, but also in baseball. But just a dreadful bat, a 24 WRC plus. Look, I know the Rays will favor catcher defense. Ain't no way they would take on a 24 WRC plus for 449 plate appearances. That's a bit much. By the way, Will Smith is their backup catcher. Yes, that Will Smith. Now, in fairness, he came over from the Dodgers this year and he didn't play well for them, so they're not really running him out there as the starter, but give me a break. Even the 72 that he put up for them is obviously damn near 3x what Hedges is doing, 72 WRC plus. He had a 97 with the Dodgers. So all in all, it's been a down year for Will Smith, but it's kind of insane that he's their backup. And then they got this Wilmer De La Cruz backing up, Drew Baker, and Luke Raley, recently traded Luke Raley. Sorting by WAR real quick, there's studs, Diaz, Chorio, Mead, Aknarf, Lewis, all putting up 3-win seasons. Mason Auer, 2.5 wins. We'll round it up for him, get him in that 3-win crew. So they got 6 guys with 3+ wins. It's 3 to 4 wins is the range. So they didn't have like one mega standout, but instead kind of all 6 of them are living in a really tight group of high quality. So they're going to be tough again on offense. Looking at the lineup, they've got 3 lefties in it and a switch, and then the rest are righties. On the pitching side, they got Christian Javier headlining their rotation, Drew Rasmussen, Shane Baz, Casey Mize, our old friend. How'd they get him? Via Pittsburgh? So he was in the Elpidio Perez trade, Casey Mize was. And then he became a free agent, signed a minor league deal with Tampa Bay. So they just got him the normal route and kind of, I don't want to say built him into something because he's not that much better than he was with Pittsburgh, but he's more capable, and he was in a swingman role this year. They're letting him get into the rotation here late with 10 starts, and now a playoff rotation spot, or at least it looks like it. And then Kyle Nicholas is their 5th starter, who I doubt will start against us, even if we go the distance, because this is a 5-game set. Going by WAR, their pitching was not the strength. Whichever WAR you want to go by, the R WAR or the Fangraphs WAR, either one, you're capping out at about 3 wins for Rasmussen or Christian Javier. But they're capable starters, right? And so once you get in the playoffs, small samples, they can do well. Like, I'm not saying that to say that their pitching is going to be walked over. I'm just saying nobody was an uber standout this year. But you run Boz, Javier, Rasmussen, all 3 are 55 rated in a short series, you're competitive. I totally believe that. And then looking at their bullpen, it's 5th ranked in ERA. Like, they got a bunch of 5, 6, 7 ranks on their pitching. Weirdly enough, their hitting ranks kind of suck. I thought that would be their carrying. I really kind of thought they would be the inverse of us, but they've got some pretty shit ranks. That's interesting. I'm not going to take that lightly, though. No shot. I know this team can be good. I fear them properly. They do have 3 lefties in the bullpen, all righty starters. So I don't think that that's going to influence anything for us. I've already set the roster. I remember yesterday they kicked off Drake Skubal, because they literally always do. It's certifiably insane, but also kind of hilarious that every time we make the playoffs, they're like, that guy shouldn't be on the roster for some reason. He'll start actually probably the 3rd game, because we needed him there at the very end. We sent our best guy out to try to win us the division. Unfortunately, he came up a little bit short, and so we're gonna have to use him later. So that's one of the downsides of losing that division and having to play right away. But hey, we have full trust in Enriquez, Stone, Job to step up as we wait to get to Skubal. We treat all of our starters, pretty similarly. I'll take any one of them in a do-or-die game and feel pretty good that we can get the requisite 5, 6 innings out of them. Enriquez, maybe it's more 4, 5 innings, but hey, he's been amazing with a 2.69 ERA. I can't really complain about that. We're going to run 2 lefties in the bullpen with Ashby and Perez. What did I say? They got 3 lefties. It's Diaz, who we definitely want to have lefties for. He is terrifying. Lau, who needs lefties as well. He has a decent split. And then Aranda, oh my God, he has a 12 WRC plus against lefties. Maybe I want one more lefty in there. I think I might want a 3rd. So I think DaCosta coming in for, I think it might be Vargas, y'all. I know he's a 60 rating. I see the quality of the ratings. He's been a storyline throughout this season where I don't really understand why his ERA remains so high despite the good whip and the solid strikeout minus walk rate and the good ratings, right? Like, everything's there except for the results. So I think because, man, like, he's okay against lefties, but don't forget, you also have to look on the card. And if the hitter card goes down against lefties, I don't really care if the righty can still handle lefties. I want the hitter's ratings to be worsened. So I really want that 3rd lefty there for Diaz and Lau specifically. So I think I'm going to do it. I think Vargas does not make the roster here. Let me just make sure I'm comfortable with that. Maybe our new guy, Scherf. He didn't end up being that great, I guess. His ratings are also pretty good, and he's the side armor who doesn't have that huge of a split. So I don't mind running him against lefties as well. It's definitely him or Vargas. And again, I just got done talking about how I need to not have a 20-minute preamble before these games. At least this is the short series. But yeah, I am going to put DaCosta on. Oh, they make you take off the guy? Okay, I thought maybe you could go over and then it just wouldn't let you start the game until you rounded it down to 26. All right, just make a decision, Paul. Let me compare them. I have to. I have to do the comparison real quick. I got to see it. Oh my God, they're so similar. They're really so damn similar. All right, we'll just take Vargas. I mean, he's the extreme ground baller, throws 99 to 101. He's just a little bit better than Scherf. So yeah, our new guy Scherf gets knocked. DaCosta on because I want 3 lefties. And there we go. All right, we'll do a full team review at the end of the season. I promise I won't skip over. I did that, I think, 2 seasons ago. But, you can take a look here. You see, we had Carter with a 5-win. Riley Green would round up to 5 wins. Our stars were stars, but we were a stars and scrubs kind of team. So we need some of those scrubs or mid-tier type guys to come through for us here. Maybe I shouldn't call them scrubs and then tell them that I need them to come through for us. All right. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Hang on. Let's go ahead and get the series started, but I did forget to update the text. And that bothers me. I'm not going to lie. It annoys me greatly. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I don't do the... I used to do the color of the team we were playing, and that would take longer, so I'm glad that I don't do that anymore. All right. Because I want to get this started. I'm very excited for this series. I've been really, really dialed in on Tigers. I've been recording a bunch of these in, close succession here to kind of get that backlog going again. I've been really excited to go through this playoffs here as we kind of defend our title. This is our defense, So we got game 1 here in Detroit. Let's go ahead and kill the music and jump in. It's going to be Christian Javier against Ronnie Enriquez. I think everything is set. Let's take a look at the matchups here. So we got Bailey over Hedges, of course. Torkelson over Mead. Brooks Lee over Brandon Lau. But then they get Aknarf and Royce Lewis over O'Neal Cruz and Willie Adames. That makes sense. We get Evan Carter over Churio. That's star over star. Then they get Auer over Mendoza. That's a coin flip, though. But I understand. And then Diaz, best player in this entire series with a 95 overall. He's over Riley Green. I get it, even though Riley Green's a monster for us. And then we got Pacheco, going to be our DH here. He's coming in on fire. I mean, he had a small cup of coffee, 22 plate appearances. Again, that might even be my little sip of espresso joke that I like to make because it's not even quite a cup of coffee. But he hit 3 homers. I mean, he was blazing hot. It was a hot run. I don't expect him to play anywhere near a 1495 OPS level, but he's got some pop. He hits righties. They're all righties, so I figure why not give him the DH starts. And then we do have, they have Javier over Enriquez. But I'll take the guy with a 2.69 ERA this year and a 2.85 last year over Christian Javier, who's good, but give me our guy all day. All right, to Detroit we go, game 1. Let's get this going. All right, you know how we do. First batter we'll take a look at. 0-1 coming to Auer. Skies it high on the infield. Who's going to take a look? Looks like it's going to be shortstop Willie Adames. He calls off O'Neal Cruz and reels it in. In the infield, we've got Cruz at third, Adames at short, Lee at second, Torkelson at first. In the outfield, left to right, it'll be Carter, Mendoza, Green. And then Patrick Bailey's catching Enriquez as Curtis Mead digs in. Let's go ahead and get some risps going here. And they get a 2-run shot here in the first. That's a disaster. It'll be Diaz. Yep. Aknarf singled, and Diaz went bomb pop with 2 outs, too. That's tough. That's really tough. That's all they get. We go bottom 1 now. Setting their defense, it's Aknarf, Lewis, Lau, Mead, third to first, with Hedges catching Javier. And then left to right in the outfield, it's Chorio, Auer, Diaz. Looking at their arms, 55 arm for Chorio. 75 arm for Auer, we're never running on him, and 60 for Diaz. So we have to be careful on all their arms. And we're in a deficit here. Nothing for us in the first. Top 2. They get another run. What the hell? Solo shot for Brandon Lau. Enriquez struggling. Let's get the pen warming. We do not want to waste any time here. 3 runs, not crazy. We don't want to get too far behind, though. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to Ashby. I'm going to warm him up. Since he's not getting a start, he could... If this goes sideways and he gives up another run or 2 here, Enriquez, then we'll go to Ashby early and try to get several innings out of him. All right, so 3-0 bottom 2. We got a runner on second with a run in. Let's go. Single fly out and then a double for Mendoza scores Pacheco. Let's go, baby. We're in business. And here's Bailey with a 2-1 pitch coming. And he laces that one into right for a base hit. Might not score the run, but it'll get him to third for sure. So we got first and third, 1 out. Chance to really get back into this. O'Neal Cruz closed the season hot. Let's see what he can do here. 3-0 pitch. Did he go? No. Bases loaded now. Javier in some trouble facing Evan Carter. 0-2 pitch. And Carter strikes out. That's tough. That's really tough. Come on, Torque. Be great. 1-1 pitch. Torque. Flares went out to right. Shallow. Playable. And we're going to strand the bases loaded. We get a run back, but that feels pretty disappointing with the heart of our order coming up and the sacks juiced. All right, top three, 30 pitches for Enriquez. I'm still going to hit one more risp here, but if it turns up some runs, then I think we'll take him out. Nothing for them. There we go. Bottom three, nothing for us. Top four, and he's got a runner on second with nobody out. So leadoff double for Diaz. And he's at 45 pitches with Choreo up. Let's give him Choreo here. 0-2. Struck him out. Let's go. And now it'll be Brandon Lau. He says, I feel fresher than when I threw my first pitch. Somehow I don't believe that. 48 pitches. He could definitely still go. But we've got the lefty coming up. Then Royce Lewis behind him. Doesn't really have a huge platoon edge. He gets +5 contact and gap against lefties, but that's it. It's something, but not enough to be afraid of putting in Ashby here, especially with a Ronda after that. Lau scares me. He scares me enough that I'm going to go to Ashby here. Enriquez, not quite the Enriquez of the regular season. Unfortunately, we're pulling him early here, top four with just one out. And we go to Ashby. 2-2 to Lau. Ashby gets him to swing through that one, strike three. Big season for Ashby. Or solid season, I should say. 163 innings. That was his highest for the last 3 years. Second highest of his career. 398 ERA, 129 whip. He did have 17 wins that led the league. You know, just the run support was there for him. He didn't have a bad year. It didn't feel super standout. The wins are the only thing that kind of makes it stand out like that. But I kind of like him as a multi-inning weapon out of the bullpen. Let's see what he can do here with Royce Lewis. 2 down, 2-2. Struck him out. So back-to-back punchies for Ashby gets us out of the inning. We go bottom four. Nothing for us. Top five. Ashby gets him. Bottom five. And we got this sucker tied. I didn't know what I was going to say there, and so I said, we're got this sucker tied. But it was a strikeout, ground out. So with 2 outs, Torque walks, and a 2-run shot for Riley Green, baby. Let's go. So it's 3-3 now. Bottom five with just, I almost said just 1 out. There's actually 2. I misread it. So we do have 2 outs. Let's see what Brooks Lee can do. 1-2 pitch, and he struck out. Okay, but hey, Riley Green ties it up. It's a new game going into the 6th. 20 pitches now for Ashby. He's got right, switch, left. The lefty is Yan Diaz. So I think I want to try to get him through to Diaz. I think that makes sense. Hang on, I'm bringing up the field zones. Let me just do that real quick. Had most things in order before. Well, not really. I didn't have the field zones up and I didn't have the text. So I did not have everything in order for the playoffs. There they go. Okay. Got that up. Dang. I'm laboring here on this decision a little bit. Let me look at Meade. Okay, Meade does well against righties and lefties, but his best work is against righties. And then Aknarf cooks lefties. Okay, so it's gonna be tough to get through Meade and Aknarf to get to Diaz, but I'm gonna try it here, and I'm gonna try it blind. I'm gonna hit the wrist button one more time, and it burned me. They get a run. Solo shot for Curtis Meade. Shit. I'm gonna hit it again. I'm an idiot. Okay, it didn't go very well. We got one guy out. Aknarf got out, but then a triple for Diaz. So the guy he was in there for gets a triple. I probably pushed him too far, let's just be honest. But now we got to go to Vargas. Listen, Vargas has had his struggles. Actually, you know what? No. We're going to IBB Choreo. We're going to bring in DaCosta. I think we got to do that. We got to go to the lefty with Brandon Lau here because a base hit gets us out of this with a ground ball. Not a base hit. A ground ball is what I meant to say. A ground ball on the infield. A base hit. A base hit would not get us out of this. That would be the direct opposite. All right, DaCosta against Lau. 2-2 pitch coming. I'll take a punchy too. Popped up. That works as well. That's basically a strikeout. Infield fly. No one advancing, of course. All right, it'll be Lewis now against Acosta. 2-2. Ground ball to short. Adames flips it the short way over to second to retire the side. We get out of that. So that could have been a lot worse. It is 4-3, but Franklin DaCosta comes in and snuffs it out. They got Javier at 90 pitches now. I think the real life Rays never bring him out here for the sixth. And I think I need to turn down, was it the stamina or the hook? Whatever we changed during the playoffs, I forgot to do. So I'll have to do that after this game. We've got Pacheco, Adames, and Mendoza here. And there's a walk. There's a leadoff walk. Adames now, 1-0. He lifts one to center. Playable for Auer. 1 down. Mendoza now, full count pitch coming. And he dumps one into center. That's going to get down. Base hit. Pacheco hustling. He thinks about it, but then returns to second. Can't get thrown out at third there. He knows it as the tying run. So 2 on, 1 out. Pacheco at second, Mendoza at first. It'll be Patrick Bailey digging in. Clay Holmes going to come out. Holmes, been a Ray now for a few years. Pretty good for them. Solid ERAs. Highest ERA yet this year at 3.53 for the Rays, I mean. But the skills are still there. In fact, the whip is the best that he's had with them. So they'd probably take that trade-off because if you're putting on fewer base runners, the ERA will probably regress closer toward that and maybe come down closer to the 3.21 that they got from him last year. But we'll see. I'd obviously like to blow that up and get a base hit off of him here with Bailey. Let's see what he can do. Full count pitch coming to Patrick Bailey. And he struck him out looking. Damn, that looked close. It was close, probably too close to take. So now it'll be O'Neal Cruz with an opportunity. Needs a base hit or a walk to stay alive here, though. 2-2. Ground ball. Nice play there by Curtis Mead to retire the side. So we threaten but do not score. We head to the top of the 7th. It'll be Will Smith, who's DHing, by the way. Wait, is he pinch hitting? I don't feel like he was DHing all game. Yeah, it was Aranda. Now it's Will Smith. And then Hedges and Auer. So that's going to be right, which means we're going to go to Coar. And then we'll get Elpidio and Baez warming. And we'll see what Coar can do here. 1-2 pitch coming. We're going to need some innings out of our Game 2 starter, whoever that ends up being. Strikeout there of Will Smith. 2-0 to Hedges. I swear to God, if Hedges gets a hit, I'm going to freak. Fly out to center. 2 down. I am going to whine any hit that Austin Hedges gets. I don't care. I will lose my shit every time. And then there's a strikeout. So big inning there for Coar. Gets him 1-2-3. We go to stretch time here in Detroit. Down 1 in game 1. Holmes back out. He'll face the top of the order with Carter, Torkelson, and Green. 2 lefties here. Got an opportunity. There is a pretty decent split for Holmes. He loses 15 stuff, 20 movement, and 5 control against lefties. And Carter and Green are coming up here. So big opportunity. Let's see what we can do. 1-1 to Carter. And he cracks one to second. Easy play, though, as Lau fires it over to Mead, 1 down. Torkelson now, 2-2 pitch coming. He flares one to right. Deep-ish, but playable. Diaz capped under it, makes the grab, 2 down. And it'll be Riley Green. 0-1 pitch coming to him. And it's a little tapper to second. Easy play for Lau. So Holmes blasts through the top of the order there. 1-2-3. Barely broke a sweat. We head to the 8th, down 4-3. Coar out for another inning. It'll be Mead, Ochnarf, Diaz, and he's going to have to face the gauntlet here. 3-1. And that's going to be a ground out. Got bailed out there on 3-1. We love to see that. Ochnarf, 3-1 pitch. And he lifts one to right. And that's another 3-1 bailout. Not that 3-1s are like guaranteed walks or anything, but anytime you see a 3-ball count, you're scared of the walk coming. And we got back-to-back outs there, so that's pretty awesome. So now it'll be Diaz with nobody on base, and this is the only way to face him. It's still scary. He can make it 5-3 in a blink, but we're going to challenge him just the same. 1-1 pitch. He's 3 for 3 on the day, and he lifts that one to right, but got under it, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Tampa Bay. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Caleb Ferguson's going to come out now. He'll face Lee, Pacheco, and Adames. Brooks Lee digs in, switch hitter. Going to be on the right side here. 2-2 pitch coming. And he flares one into right. That's going to get down in front of Diaz. Should be an easy base hit and will be. Thought about maybe going to second, but not going to challenge the solid arm of Diaz. Pacheco now. Are we going to even send him up there to bat? I don't think so. I think we're going to go with ALWC against the right hand, or against the left-hander, pardon me. ALWC being a right-hander. Because they're running a straight platoon here. So let's see what ALWC can do against Ferguson. 1-2 pitch. And he lifts one to left, but just got under it. Similar to the Diaz one, where it looked like he put a charge into it, but just kind of not quite. You know, well struck, but right at somebody type deal. So there'll be one out. Lee over there on first. He's 5 for 6 on the bases this year. Probably not a great time to try to send him. I don't want to get too cute with it, but let's see what Adames can do here with a full count pitch coming. And he cracks one deep to right. Is that going to get over his head? No. Nice play there by Diaz. Thought it had more juice coming off the bat. Diaz ended up making a good play on it with a strong angle. It never really ended up being a huge issue for him. So it'll be Mendoza now. By the way, I did want to point out, I did put Parker Meadows on the roster. I think his skills when we're playing games out, the defense and speed, has some playability. I kind of like the idea of having him when I'm controlling the games a bit more than when we're simming through the regular season. I just think he's an interesting weapon that we can deploy maybe better than the computer would. So Mendoza digs in with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. So we get the runner on, but nothing comes of it. We head to the 9th, down 4-3. It'll be Chourio, Lau, Lewis against Jackson Coar. And I think, you know, barring a real implosion here, this is Coar's game. Full count, or at least his 9th. Nice play by O'Neal Cruz there. 1 down. I shouldn't say it's his game, because if we go to extras, I would obviously adjust. Brandon Lau, 0-1 pitch coming. We're letting him face a righty, but we're taking the risk. And it ends up being a ground out, 2 down. And now Royce Lewis with nobody on. 1-0 pitch coming. Cracks one. Cruz can't make the play on that one. So he snagged the hot shot there from the first batter, but that one, little too hard off the bat of Royce Lewis. Going to end up being a double down the line. And that'll bring up Will Smith, who came in to pinch hit for Aranda a couple innings ago. He's 0 for 1. And he strikes out looking there. Nasty curveball by Coar to strike him out. So good work by Coar. Really stepped up. Gave us 3 strong innings with 1 hit allowed, no walks, and 3 punchies. That is big for saving the bullpen. All right, so we got Bailey, Cruz, Carter. 2 lefties coming up. If Ferguson stays in, you know, after this batter, which I can't imagine why they would take him out. But I think we'll go to Arias. Or do we let Cruz face the lefty? You know what? We might just stick with Cruz. Do we stick with Bailey here? Yeah, I mean, it's not an ideal spot in the lineup to have 8-9 leading it off, but then we get number 1 with Carter, so at least our leadoff hitter will get a shot here. I think what we got is better than what we can bring up against Ferguson. So let's stick with our guys here and see what they can do. He's a tough customer for sure. 232, ERA with a 115 whip in 66 innings of work. 34 shutdowns, 11 meltdowns. Very good season for Caleb Ferguson. He always plays out very well in this game, so I'm not surprised. All right, let's see what Bailey can do. Full count pitch coming. Popped up. More of a fly out, but kind of in between there because Auer had to charge a good bit to play that one in center. Cruz now, 2-2 pitch. Ferguson kicks and fires. And that's a base hit back up the box. Had a baby O'Neal Cruz going lefty-lefty on him. Let's go. Trust your guy, he comes through. So it'll be Carter now, and as long as we don't have a double play, Torque will get his opportunity. Come on, Carter. We could use a nice long at-bat here, unless you're just going to jump an early one for the walk-off. Let's see what happens. 1-2 pitch. Oh, boy. Cracked into center. That's going to get down. Let's go. You know I panicked on the 1-2 count. That's why I said, oh, boy. But he made me eat those words with a sharp single into center. So back-to-back singles, and it'll be Torque with 2 on, 1 out Ferguson sweating. Corners are in. Let's take a pitch by pitch here. I'm going to take the first pitch. That one's low. Ball 1. Let's take another. Drops that one in. Ball 2. He said, I don't know about that call. That's what the text said. That's a clear ball. Get out of here. We're turning him loose on 2-0. End this game. 2-0 pitch. Nope. That's outside. We're taking. And no chance. They didn't want any piece of torque. But now you got Green. And I know it's lefty-lefty. But you can't be feeling that much better. Green is still a stud against lefties. Now the infield is all the way in. Green with an opportunity here. We're going to take another pitch because he just threw 4 straight balls. That's 5. Taken again. And there it is. Finally a strike. So it's 1-1. Ferguson delivers the 1-1 pitch to Green. That one's taken. High, ball 2. I wasn't on the take there. I had swing away if he wants to. And we're doing swing away the rest of the at-bat here. 2-1 pitch coming. That one almost got away. Hedges with a great smother. Make it 3-1 now. Despite it being 3-1, he can turn loose if he sees something he likes here. The 3-1 pitch coming from Ferguson. Bases loaded, 1 out. Bottom 9. We're down 1. Here we go. And that's ball 4. He walks in the tying run. Caleb Ferguson melting down here in the 9th. Back-to-back singles followed by back-to-back walks. And we are tied with the winning run just 90 feet away. And Brooks Lee digging in now. Ferguson has completely lost his control. He did struggle with an 11% walk rate this year despite a solid 55 control. And so we're going to take some pitches out front here. Make him throw some strikes. There's ball 1. There's ball 2. I'll still turn him loose on 2-0, though, because he can end the ball game, you know. And look at this. 47 pitches from Ferguson. Come on, man. I don't want to win like this. Get him the fuck out of there. That's so dumb, man. I don't like that. I want the computer to manage smartly, especially one of the smartest teams in the league. You know he'd be nowhere near the mound right now. I mean, I'm going to take the win if we get it, but that's silly. All right, 2-0. I'm turning Lee loose. And he gets hit. Ball game. Walk-off hit by pitch. Caleb Ferguson with the ultimate meltdown. Holy shit, y'all. That was crazy. We come back late in very uncharacteristic fashion. That was bananas. What a game. What a game. Look at this little roller coaster drop off here. I'm more like a demon drop. Where my Cedar Point fans at? I don't even know if demon drop is still there. I'm 1,000 years old and I don't live anywhere near Cedar Point anymore, but the demon drop was the shit when I was young. All right, what a game there. I'm geeked on that, y'all. That is big. Let's get the save immediately in case there's any crashes. They did hit 3 homers, man. Diaz, Lau, and Meade all went bomb pop. So, you know, we know they're going to fight, right? Like, that's not ever a surprise. Like I said earlier, that 4-2 battle that we faced last year against them, that was tight. That's a couple plays from at least going 7, if not us losing completely. So let's go stats AI. So the hook for the relievers is already very quick. So I don't know what the hell was going on with that. And then the hook for starters is at 3 here. I'm going to make it 4 for the playoffs. And I think I want to turn the stamina to low. Because the problem there wasn't starter stamina. It was reliever. Like they ran him into the ground. That's so dumb. I'm going to try this. If it ends up being really goofy and like we can't get any reliever to go 2 innings, even if they have like 40 stamina, then maybe I'll go back. But for now, I'm going to make a double move here. We're going to go -4 on the starter hook and low for the stamina. And so, you know, we'll see what happens with that. I didn't like that. We might have still won, but the way they ran Ferguson there, it's just unrealistic, you know? And I don't like that. That's not how I want to win. Let's see what their personnel looks like. Is it still Cash? Still Cash. And then, I mean, this says slow hook on both of these. He's pretty green. I call total bullshit on that. I don't know where that's coming from. So maybe we need to update, like we as OOTP need to update his profile a little bit, because I don't think so, man. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. Again, if like we can't get our starter to go 70 pitches or something, I'll change it back on the stamina piece there. But the hook is as low as it can be for relievers, so I just don't know why they were running Ferguson like that. All right, Stone or Job can go this game. I'm going to go with Stone. Now, he's got 40 stam, so he's not Mr. Stamina by any stretch. We got Koar, who's pretty much out for this game. Not pretty much. I mean, unless we'd have to go like 15 innings to consider using him. It would be a disaster situation. All right, so let's get into game two. They're running out Drew Rasmussen. Rasmussen had a 3.85 ERA and a 1.32 WHIP on the year. Solid season, competitive. He can definitely drop a strong 5 on us, but he's gettable too. He's kind of in that range of outcomes where it's like you're not going to be surprised if he hits a gem, but also not going to be surprised if we run him out in 3 1/3 or something. And obviously every pitcher has a range of outcomes. Even a superstar can be knocked out earlier, but you would expect more often than not that they're going to live in their 5 to 6 inning range when they're superstars. With Stone, I think we would say we expect a 4 to 5 inning, guarantee there. And then if we can get 5, 6, we'll take it. But in the playoffs, we'll play things a little bit tighter. All right, same lineup running out against righties here. Let's rock. Game 2 in Detroit. We're up 1-0 after a crazy comeback win there. All right, Auer against Stone. Oh, that's pitch by pitch. Hang on, let me fix that. 2-2 pitch coming to Auer. Struck him out. Nothing for them in the first. We got 2 on, 2 out in the first. Pacheco up. 3-1 pitch coming to him, and he walked him. Rasmussen walks Pacheco. Bases loaded now for Adames. 0-1. Ground ball to third. And he goes the easy way with it to retire the side over at second base. We threaten but do not score. Top 2. Nothing for them. Bottom 2. Clean. Top 3. Bottom 3. Couple of zeros. Top 4. Zip. Bottom 4. We're in business. Runner on second. 1 out. Let me check out Stone's pitch count. 56, excuse me. So he's probably in the yellow a bit right now. He's only allowed 1 hit in 4 innings. He's pitching brilliantly. But we don't want to leave him out to dry. And one of my areas of opportunity as a in-game manager is to be mindful of warming up guys when we're batting so that they're ready the following inning. And so that's what I'm doing here. All right, Adames against Rasmussen with Pacheco on second. Full count. Ground ball to third. He looks back the runner, fires over to first, 2 down. And that'll leave it up to Mendoza. 3-0 pitch. Walked him. Bailey now with 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Under the glove of Meade at first. 1 run will score. Could be 2. I can't follow the third base runner there. I think he's probably holding up at third, but we'll find out in a minute. He did. Mendoza did stay at third there, but it's an RBI. Are they calling that a double or a single with an advance? They're calling it a double, baby. Let's go. I guess my question would be, how does Mendoza not score with his speed? Where did that ball go? Okay, that went to 3L. The hell's 3L? All right, so this is 9L and 9LS, and this is 3D. So I'm going to guess it's kind of somewhere in this range-ish, and then maybe rolled into follow territory as well. We can envision that it would be somewhere in this general area. So that's a little bit more shallow than I thought. So maybe Mendoza doesn't score. That tracks, but Bailey can still get to second. Yeah, okay, I can see it. Just had to kind of visualize a little bit. All right, but we're on the board, baby. Let's go. And we still have 2 outs, but Cruz is up with 2 on. Runners at second and third. That's going to be it for Rasmussen. They're going to Elvis Contreras. Big flamethrower with 70 stuff, but only 40 movement and 45 control. Struggled in 2 and a third. I hesitate to even say that because what a worthless sample that is. Started in the minors and was very volatile. Mostly in AA, got a little bit of AAA, and then came to the majors and now made the playoff roster. I mean, I think this is just trusting a live lefty arm, which we've seen teams do in real life. Like bring up a young guy and just say, hey, we're going to give him a go. Now that's 64 pitches for Rasmussen, and he's 50 stamina, and he really wasn't getting hit that hard. I might already be regretting that stamina drop for the pitchers. Maybe I'm overreacting to one bad move with Ferguson, because if he can only go what was it, 52 pitches? 64 pitches? I don't know. But it's also a sticky situation, I guess, with a lefty up. I will say this. I don't want to go completely to the other guardrail after reacting to one thing and now react the opposite. The Rays would do this. So it's within the world of realism. I can accept it. Even though Rasmussen wasn't getting crushed, could totally see them down 1-0 in the series, as a short series, and down 1-0 in the game, saying, nope, we got to bring in Contreras to get Cruz here with 2 outs and snuff this out. So that is realistic. 1-0 pitch coming to Cruz. Ground ball into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. O'Neill Cruz with a 2-run single. He advances on the throw, and it's 3-0 bottom 4 with Evan Carter up now, 2-0. And he rips one up the middle for a base hit. O'Neill Cruz on his horse. He's going to score easily. Carter does not advance with the shaky throw in, but it's 4-0. And we are cooking here. Contreras coming up now. Mom's home. What are you crying about? Did you not hear the garage? Jen just got home, and they're going to find out soon. Did Torkelson just walk? Yes, he did. Oh, my God. We are turning this into an inning here. All right. Oh, wait. Drew Baker came in for Diaz? What happened to Diaz? Uh-oh. Y'all, did Diaz get hurt? Injured throwing the ball. Uh-oh. That is big for them. How bad is it? Ooh, they don't know yet. Uh-oh. That's tough. That's tough. He is fragile. Part of why he was probably out against us last series, too. Last season in the ALCS, I should say. All right, it'll be another lefty here for Contreras. Riley Green with 2 on, 2 out. And he lifts one to right. The newly checked in Drew Baker will reel it in to retire the side. But we get 4 runs on him to go up 4-0 here as we head to the 5th inning. Guys, go get Mom. Go get her. And it'll be Gavin Stone still out now. He does have 56 pitches. He's in the yellow. That's not crazy. He's only 40 stamina, so that totally makes sense. And let's see what we can get here. I mean, 4 innings of 1-hit ball with a walk and 5 Ks. Brilliant. I'm not. I was gonna hit the risk button, but I don't want to get foolish. Let's just go batter by batter here. We want to protect Stone. That one might be deep enough. Nope, not quite. It's a fly out to center. It's hard to go deep enough in center to get that ball over the head of the center fielder. 1 down. 1-2 pitch to Lewis. Blasted into left for a base hit. That's going to roll into foul territory. Should be an easy double. Royce the 5'9", slides in with a dub. It'll be a Ronda now. Is he pinch hitting? Or has he been the DH? No, same lineup. All right, 64 pitches now for Stone. 1 out. We're going to give him a Ronda with Hedges and 2 more righties on deck. Aranda's first pitch swinging, and he blasts one into the right center gap. That's going to get down. 1 run will score. It's going to be an RBI double for sure, maybe 3. Aranda holds at second with a stand-up double, and it's 4-1. All right, I'm still going to give Stone Hedges here, but that might be his last batter. 1-1 pitch. Austin Hedges flies one. Oh, and a diving grab or a leaping grab from Mendoza, whatever that was. He had to lunge for it. Hedges almost got a hit, which would have enraged me. I could take the shark cam off, I guess, because she's not going to be coming back. Not for this episode, y'all. Not with Jen being home. We saw the last of Shar this episode. All right. 68 pitches, 2 outs, hour up. Hour's 0 for 1 with a walk and a punchy. Do I dare? Oh, cool. I love when that happens. That's like one of my favorite things in the world. It doesn't absolutely make my blood boil when that disappears like that. Nope, not at all. What to do? I said that Hedges might be Stone's last batter. All right. I'm going to play a little fast and loose here. Under the notion that a 2-run homer obviously does not tie the game, and that's the worst thing that could happen. Best thing, obviously, is he gets out, he gets his 5, and we're good. Not that I'm not pushing this just to get him the 5. Y'all know I don't give a shit about getting the pitcher his win, but I think we're okay here to push him. 68 pitches, this is right on the cusp, especially with the stamina dip. 1-2, struck him out looking, sit down, Mason Hour. Keep it at 4-1. Bottom 5 now. Nothing for us. Oh, please don't tell me that Vargas. Okay. Vargas and DaCosta did not lose their readiness. Right switch right. Oh, my God. This is such a big difference going from Yan Diaz to Drew Baker. I mean, it is literally night and day. It makes our decisions so much easier throughout the rest of this game where we don't always have to kind of have that lefty lurking for Diaz. So I think we can go to Vargas here. Take our 5 strong from Stone. He's out for sure. And then Mead, Aknarf, Baker, Chorio are the next 4 for Vargas. In fact, I'm even going to go so bold as to hit a RISP. And we get out of it clean. Let's go. Bottom 6 now. Nothing for us. Top 7. I'm going to stick with Vargas here. And 2 on, 2 out. That's okay. Hedges up. 1-2. Sit down. Get out of here. Bottom 7 now. I'm going to get DaCosta and Wilmer back up. It'll be Penn Murphy coming out to face Torkelson, Green, and Lee. 3-1 to Torque. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And he cracks one to center. Hour. Range is over. Calls off Baker. Makes the grab. 1 down. It'll be Green now. 2-2. Ground ball to first. Mead. Lets Murphy cover. Even like maybe could have taken it himself. 2 down. It'll be Brooks Lee now. He's swinging first pitch. This little ground ball. Infield hit. I took a drink because I thought it was going to be an easy out. But I'll take that. I'll take the drink interruption of an infield hit. It'll be Pacheco now. Oh, they had the pitch out going. They knew I was being sneaky. I wasn't very sneaky, I guess. 1-1. Pacheco lifts that one to right. It's shallow. Baker's in. Makes the grab to retire the side. All right, we head to the 8th. Up 4-1 and up 1-0 in the series. It'll be the top of the order with Auer, Mead, and Aknarf. 31 pitches for Vargas. Let's go ahead and call it good there with 2 innings from him. And let's go to Wilmer. 1-1 coming. Mason Auer. Blast one back up the box for a base hit. 1 on. Nobody out. It'll be Curtis Mead. 1-1 pitch. And he rips one. This one to right, but playable. Nice grab by Green. 1 down. Aknarf digs in. And he cracks one to right. Similar spot for Green. Takes a few steps in. Makes the grab. 2 down. It'll be Drew Baker now. Flores going to get the substitution here for Diaz. I phrased that poorly. Made it sound like this was a recent substitution. This happened several innings ago. I mean, the tough part, too, is Baker's not even a good defender. I thought with that crappy bat that maybe he was like a sick defender. He's whatever in a corner. That is a big loss for them. And then what happened here with this Wilmer De La Cruz? Why did he come in for Lewis? Looks like they did that on purpose. I don't think Lewis got hurt, but okay. All right. 1 on, 2 out. Baker digs in, 1-1. And he's going to drop one into left field for a base hit. Drew Baker. Make fun of him long enough, he's going to get a hit. I'm like needling the game. Guys, look at how bad this player is compared to Diaz. He's so bad. He's so bad. They're like, oh, yeah? You want to see something? Okay, so base hit, that's fine. Runners at the corners. But the tying run now comes up in the form of Jackson Chourio. So that's terrifying. 3-1. Flared into right. Green. Camped under it. Makes the grab. So Green reels in all 3 outs on flyouts. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Who the fuck's booing? Shut up. Because if it's Tampa Bay fans, how did you even get here? And if it's Detroit fans, what are you booing about? So either way, shut up. It'll be Adames, Mendoza, Bailey here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 for Adames. And he rips one into right. But a diving grab. Oh, Baker. Tired of hearing the broadcasting booth talk shit about him. He's got a hit and a diving play now. Nice grab there, 1 down. Mendoza, 0-1. Ground ball to second. Lau fires over to first, 2 down. And now Bailey. Full count pitch coming with 2 down. And he struck him out. So 3 up, 3 down for Penn Murphy. We head to the 9th. Up 4-1. Chance to close it out. It'll be Lau, De La Cruz, Aranda. So left, switch, left. And you could make the case that I probably should have had Elpidio ready. But I'm going to go with the Costa here. But yeah, I should have had Elpidio. I mean, Elpidio's at 93. I did kind of want to sneak through today without using him. 93 is certainly usable. 93% stamina. But I was trying to get him back to 100. So that's why I didn't prioritize getting him ready. But for the 9th inning, he probably should have been an option. But we'll go with DaCosta. And let's see what he can do. Full count here. He's a guy I've believed in and wanted to trust, despite sometimes the numbers not sitting right. Big strikeout there of Lau, 1 down. Like I talked about maybe, trying to move off of him at one point this year. I think when we claimed Scherf, but I was like, someone's going to claim him. He's too good. He can feasibly start. And so I'm glad I've stuck with him, and let's see what he can do. Wilmer De La Cruz swinging first pitch here. And it's going to be a ground ball to third. Onio Cruz fires over to first, 2 down. And that leaves it up to Aranda with 2 outs. 0-2 pitch coming. DaCosta kicks and fires. Got him on strikes. Ball game. We're up 2-0. What a great start to the series, y'all. First that huge comeback, and then a nice, healthy, breezy 2-0 win. All right, I'm going to overreact again or undo my overreaction. I'm going to change that stamina piece back. I think changing the hook on the start, because, again, it was 2 things that affect the starters when my beef with that first game was how they treated the reliever. So I'm going to leave it on the normal, but I'll just move the hook, and we'll just do that. I think that's what I normally do in these situations. Again, I wish there was kind of like playoff settings where, or at least like maybe certain managers would have like playoff settings that when you get into the postseason, they're going to manage a bit tighter, quicker hooks type deal. All right, don't forget no off days in this one. So we're heading to Tampa Bay, but we're playing on the 8th here. So let's go ahead and sim that. Finish up this day. Hit that save. Let's go ahead and get to the daily save during the playoffs as we normally do. Let's see if we can finish this one out 3-0. That would be really nice. That would just be so valuable to kind of getting everybody back on track with the rest, especially after choking the division title. Definitely not thinking about it still. No, not at all. All right, so it's going to be Scooble versus Boz. Our boy Scoobs is ready. And I like him to close this out. I'm calling the shot. I think we got a real good chance here to lock this one up. Let's see what's going on with Diaz. They're going to go Rayleigh Hang on, let me back out real quick. Is Diaz cooked? Diaz still has diagnosis pending. Did they murk him already, though? Injured list. No, not yet. Okay, so he's still on the playoff roster, which is right here, which I should have seen immediately. Which I don't blame them, right? You try to wait this out and see if he's, back in a minute. No big deal. Even if you have to be without him, down a player for a game. So they're going to go to Rayleigh, who's still got some punch in his bat, but didn't have a great year. Hasn't really played much the last 2 years in the majors. Actually, since ever. As I'm looking at it now, I keep going back a year. Oh, since then. No, it's literally ever. Because he never got the breakout 2023 that happened in real life. He only played 61 games. They were good, but only 61 games, then 55, 27, 48, 45. So he just hasn't really broken through. But now he's going to be thrust into duty here for Diaz. You know what I might do if I were... No, you know what? Aranda can't play any defense. I was going to say, is there a way to, put Aranda in at second, throw Lau into left, Choreo into right, and then Will Smith at DH? Maybe something like that. But I don't know. I don't want them to do the right thing. So obviously, hopefully they do something that is worse for them. All right, Scooble v. Boz here, game 3. Can we hit a little quick sweep? I would love to see it. To the Trop we go. And we Boz v. Carter. Full count pitch coming. And Carter strikes out. And away we go. And we got a runner on third with 2 outs. So that's a triple for Riley Green. And Brooks Lee's up. He's first pitch swinging. Come on, be a base hit. Ground ball, but Lau fields it, makes the grab, fires over to first to retire the side. Bottom one, they got 2 on, nobody out against Scoobs. It'll be Aknarf, 0-2, sit down. Choreo, 1-0 pitch coming. Lifts that one to left. Carter comes in quite a bit to make the grab, 2 down. And that'll be Royce Lewis now, full count pitch coming. Swings over the top of that one, strike 3 to retire the side. So Scooble puts the first 2 base runners on and then wiggles out of it. It was a single and then a hit by pitch. We go top 2, nothing for us. Bottom 2, they go clean. Top 3, we got a runner on and a runner in. Let's go. So it was a strikeout for Bailey, a walk to O'Neal Cruz, then a double for Evan Carter that scored Cruz and got Carter to third. So now we got a runner on third with just 1 out and Torkelson's up. He's first pitch swinging. And he blasts one deepish to left. Should be deep enough to get in. Cruz is coming. Here comes the throw. Not in time. And it's a little bit offline. 2-0. Riley Green now. 0-2 pitch coming from Shane Boz. Got him. Struck him out. Looking. All right, we're up 2-0 though. Bottom 3. Nothing for us. Top 4. Clean. Bottom 4. They got a runner on with 1 out. Fly out for Choreo, double for Royce Lewis. All right, it'll be Aranda now. Skies one to center, easily played by Mendoza. Oh, and he almost got the back pick. They did get it. Oh, they caught him napping. Holy crap, what a play. Aranda flies one to center. And who was that got caught napping on the bases there? That was Lewis, right? Yeah, Lewis went off too far. Thought maybe that Mendoza wasn't going to be able to track that one in and gets doubled off. So we head to the top of the 5th, still up 2-0. Let's go with another wrist for us. Actually, let's get the pen. I don't know what Scooble's count's at, but let's get some guys warming. Let's get Joel Baez and Elpidio going. And we got a runner on second with nobody out, so that's a leadoff double for Mendoza. Oh, I love that, right after he makes the great double play. And announcers always bring it up when a guy makes a great play and then he leads off the next inning. And so Mendoza makes good on that with a double. It'll be Bailey now. He's first pitch swinging. And he rips one into right field for a base hit. Will that score the run? I cannot tell, but here comes the throw. Not in time. It's 3-0. It'll be O'Neal Cruz now. 1-2. Struck him out. Carter. First pitch swinging. Lifted to right. Playable for Rayleigh. 2 down. Torque now. 1 on. 1 in. 2 out. 1-2 pitch. Crack to center. That one's going to get over his head. We're misplayed it. We know that. We know that animation. That's going to be a double for Torque, and Bailey will get to third. So 2 on, 2 out. Riley Green now. We got to improve that animation. I don't like that one. Like, what center field? First off, it happens too often, right? Maybe, I don't know, what, 5 times in a season you see your team's center fielder maybe misjudge a play like that. And that might even be high. But it happens pretty frequently in the game. So I try not to bug out too much on the animations. But when I'm trying to call the game, some of the ones that kind of mess me up show themselves a bit more where I'm like, well, if we had a cleaner animation there. But again, I do always point out that even when I'm critiquing the animation, I do point out that it has improved year over year, exponentially some years. Like, and where we're at from when we first were in this game, it's night and day. So credit there. They'll continue to improve them, and I have no doubt about that. But now Riley Green with an opportunity, full count. Little tapper in front of the plate. Should be an easy play for Hedges. Fires over to first to retire the side. But we get another run. It's 3-0. Scooble's at 48 pitches. He's good to go. We're hitting another risp. And nothing for them. Top 6. And we got a runner on third with 2 outs. And it's going to be Diego Castillo coming in. He's back in Tampa Bay after heading to Seattle and Atlanta. Makes his way all the way back, and he has put up a 3.24 ERA and a 1.14 WHIP. So a nice season, returning back at age 33. And we got Adames on third with the 2 outs. And Mendoza's up. 1-2 pitch coming with 2 outs. And he cracks that one to left. That one's deep. But right in front of the track, Chourio makes the grab to retire the side. Bottom 6 now. Only 60 pitches for Scooble. I'm still going to make sure Baez and Elpidio are ready. But I'm hitting another risp. Bang. Let's go. Top 7 now. I know it's annoying to keep doing this, but I like it better. I like having to warm up, guys. I know I explain this kind of every playoff. It's a little tedious to do this, but I kind of like this element of it, of making sure that you have guys warmed up as opposed to just kind of having them there at the ready. I don't know. It's just a personal preference thing. I don't really have a good case to say. I certainly wouldn't tell people that they should have to play like this. It's just something I choose to do to add maybe like a degree of difficulty, because sometimes I botch it and I don't have somebody ready, and then I deserve that heat. But all right, top 7, and we got 2 on, 2 out. Fly out, strike out, walk, walk. So 2 walks for Carter and Torkelson back-to-back against Castillo with 2 down, and it'll be Riley Green, 1-1. That one's going to get away. The runner's a little advanced, so it'll be second and third. Can we make anything come of it, though? 2-1. Green, ground ball to first. Meade makes the play to retire the side. So we threaten again, but do not score. It's stretch time here in Tampa Bay. We're up 3-0 and up 2-0 in the 5-game series. But we do have a chance to sweep if we close this one out. All right, y'all. I'm feeling froggy again. Do I dare hit another risp? Or is it just too risky at 77 pitches? Let's not get cute. We want to shut this out right here. So 1-2 to Chourio. He swings through that one, but it gets away. Bailey fires over to first to retire the side, or to retire Chourio there, not the side. Almost a drop third strike runner on, though. It'll be Lewis, 1-2 pitch. And he flies one to left. Playable for Carter. And he reels it in, 2 down. And it'll be a Ronda now. 2-0 pitch coming from Scooble. Ground ball to third. Cruz up with it. Fires over to first with that nasty arm that he's got to retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down for them. We head to the 8th, up 3-0. Kyle Crick is in. And we're going to do one more risp for us. Nothing for us. Bottom 8. Scooble at 88 pitches. I'm telling you, I'm feeling a little funky. Let's go. Hang on. Let's go Elpidio. And let's get Teodo warmed up. We haven't used him at all this year. Actually, we haven't used either of the studs this series yet. It's only been 2 games. But let's see. We got left, right. And the righty is Hedges. I think Scooble might be able to get us 8 here. He's at 88 pitches, y'all. He's dealing. Rayleigh's first pitch swinging. So if it's not a hit, it's going to be a quick out. And it's popped up on the infield. Easy play for Lee, 1 down. Will Smith pinch hitting for Lau. That makes sense, but we're going to stick with Scoobs. 2-1. Flared into right. Green. Tracks. Makes the grab. 2 down. And it'll be up to Hedges. 2-2 pitch coming. Gas him. Come on. Base hit in the right. You knew there'd be one. You knew there'd be one. Base hit for freaking Austin Hedges. All right. Now let's not get cute and get too out of pocket here. Hours coming up. 98 pitches now for Scoobs. I think I can get through this inning. You know what? We're going to take our 7 2/3, and we're gonna pat you on the back and say, excellent job, Scoobs. We're going to go to Teodo. And I know I'm shaking my head the wrong way. You should be more confident when you're bringing someone in. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm nervous as shit right here. Let's see what he can do with 2 outs. Full count coming to hour. Teodo gets him to pop it up on the infield. Who's going to take it? It'll be Adames to retire the side. So Teodo comes in, gets a pop-up. 7 2/3 strong from Scooble. We're up 3-0, heading to the 9th. Ferguson back out, which is also very stupid. He would not be pitching today after 48 pitches. Come on, man. Tighten that up. I want more competitive playoffs than that. They just won it, man. I'm sorry. Like, especially this team, right? If a more careless team, like if we were playing the Rockies, let's just go with it. I know it's ALNO, whatever. But let's just say they lucked into the playoffs and they were doing some dumb shit like this. Okay, I get it. But not this team. They would never. But let's see if we can punish him again. It'll be Mendoza, 3-1 pitch. And he gets hit. Here we go again with Ferguson. 0-2 to Bailey. Base hit in the right. And 2 on just like that. Mendoza going 1st to 3rd with ease. He's standing up. I almost stole with him too. If I hit the button, I was like, oh, dang. If I had thought about it, I would have stolen. But now I'm glad I didn't because he's at 3rd anyway. It'll be Cruz now. 2-1. And he blasts one in the left center gap. That's going to score a run easily, maybe 2. Bailey's on his horse. That's a double in the gap for O'Neal Cruz. Bailey will hold at 3rd. Why the hell did they bring Ferguson back in? Are they just punting? They're good not winning a game in this series? I don't understand it. Carter now, 3-0. Swinging 3-0. I don't love it. It's a fly out to right, and I think the throw came in tight enough to hold the runner. Especially from Carter, who has such a great eye. I know we're up 4-0, but you got to take there, man. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not like La Russa. I wouldn't blow up my player in front of the media and say like he deserves to be hit by a pitch or something like he did to your mean Mercedes or the way everyone cried about Tatis. It's certainly not the end of the world. Just from an approach standpoint, I get it. He tried to jump 98 down the dick. And listen, if you're going to swing at something on 3-0, it better be center cut. But we're trying to pile on here. At the end of the day, if Torque gets a base hit here, we're not even going to think about Carter's swing. In fact, we're up 4-0. If we win, we're not going to think about it. And there's a 3-run homer. Spencer Torkelson, 3-run shot. Perfect. Let's freaking go, baby. I'm calling it. That's it. We're sweeping them. It's 7-0 in the 9th. This is over, baby. That's right. I'm being an arrogant little punk. Come get me, OOTP. You can't hurt me. Not against Tampa Bay, at least. There's a line out. 2 down. And 0-2 to Lee. Struck him out. Okay. But we're up 7-0. We need 3 outs to lock this in. Teodo will get Meade, Aknarf, and Chorio. Here we go. There's a leadoff base hit. What have I done? I'm already regretting my hubris. my sheer arrogance. There's a leadoff double for Mead. Aknarf now, 3-1. Ground ball to first. It will advance the runner, but it'll be an out, so we'll trade that. Look, I don't want Teodo to get ripped, but even if he gave up like 3 or 4 runs here and we got the win, all would be well. 2-2. Struck him out. Now he has a chance to get out of it with nothing. Lewis, 1-2 pitch. Boom! Ball game, series, Tigers win. We're moving on, baby. Give me Minnesota. I want them. Boom, 3-0 sweep. Honestly, I gave them their flowers last year when we went 4-2 against them. They did not put up much of a fight this series. I call them like I sees them. That first game was tight. Of course, we had to come back in pretty stunning fashion. But from there, we kind of decked them. Look at Scooble. Look, he was bummed. He was talking about it in the media, about how he said that he cost the team and being really hard on himself for that game 162. His teammates did not let him, try to wear that, though. Everyone was standing front and center saying, no, we could have been better. We could have done this. We could have done that. He pitched well enough to keep us in that game. We should have won. Real team unit, They stand by their guy. But he was eager to come out and kind of wash that away, and he does with 7 2/3 scoreless in the playoffs. I say that would wash it away. What's his playoff record like? I forget what he did last year, to be honest. I'll look at it outside of the game. Hang on. And Torque gets the MVP with that homer. He went, he only went 2 for 9, but hit a home. I mean, it's 3 games, right? So what are you really picking from? He had 4 ribbies. I mean, maybe you go Bailey, who was 4 for 12 with 2 ribs, 3 for 9 for Cruz with 3 ribs. Who cares? It's a 3-game set. I'm not even sure they should name an MVP. Seattle wins 3-0 over Baltimore. Brewers and Cards are tied at 2. And Rockies Mets are tied at 2. By the way, it's funny. I didn't even realize the Rockies made the playoffs when I was talking shit earlier. Here they are in the playoffs. So if we face them in the World Series, which we have a long way to go to get there as well. But if they start doing goofy shit, okay, we'll understand. But when the Rays do, I'm just like, come on. We know the Rays wouldn't do that sort of asinine stuff. And I'm not saying that the Rays never make mistakes or anything, but they don't have many unforced errors, right? Like, they don't do many things that lower their win expectancy. You can never guarantee a win, right? You got to play out the game. You never know what's going to happen. But there are moves that you can make that are going to put you at more risk to losing that game. And Tampa Bay rarely does those things. And so when I see them do it in the game, I'm like, come on, that's not a fair representation. But honestly, I'm kind of glad they did it because we 3-0'd them, baby. Let's see what we got coming next. I think based on seeding, well, wait, Seattle was, so 1, 2. Is Seattle technically the 3 seed, even though we're 10 games better than them? So then 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means we're probably going to get the Yankees. I keep forgetting if it reseeds or not. I think even if it reseeds, meaning we wouldn't necessarily play, the Yankees wouldn't necessarily play the winner of our series, I still think even with a reseed, we would get them because it'd be 1-4 versus 2-3. I think. But let's find out. Let's get the last game of these 2 NL series. It'll be Landon Knack against Matt Strahm in the Brewers Cardinals, and then Quinn Priester against Rafael Ohashi for the Mets. Quinn Priester, how's he doing? Oh my God, 6.94 ERA, 180 WHIP. That's disgusting. But they got a shot. Let's see if the Rockies can win. No offense, Mets fans, but go Rockies. And they win 6-5. Holy shit, what a game. Oh, wow. A lot of scoring early. In fact, they scored 1 in the first. Mets answered with 2. They traded 3 packs in the 3rd inning there, and then 2 more in the 6th to get them the win. They were down 5-4, and they got the 2 runs there on a Zach Veen 2-run shot off Eric Swanson. Wow. And then over here, the Cardinals win 7-4. All right, so we've got our winners. Let's see what's going on here. I think we're playing the Yankees, y'all. I'd love to play the Twins, but I think we're getting the Yankees if I'm counting everything right. I don't think we're the 3 seed because I don't think it's based on record. I think the division winner gets to be the 3 seed. Yep, there we go. We're facing the Yankees. But if we win, we will either face a team that we faced in last year's playoff in the Mariners or our chief rival this series, the Twins. So that's cool. But we got to focus on the Yankees first. We'll dive into the Yankees, see what's up with them. Just a quick overview real fast before we head out. They have made the playoffs once in this sim prior to this year. So they've been a pretty middling team, 86, 81, 88, 80, and now 94 wins. So this is their best season by far in the sim. We'll cover their team. We see Garrett Cole is still there. We'll get into everything that they've got going on, and we'll see how we do in the ALDS. I think, actually, I labeled that ALDS here. That's actually the AL wild card. I'm sorry about that. But now it's ALDS. So I'm going to change it now just to be prepared for next series to the best of 7. But anyway, talk to y'all later. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.